inviting people into a space where we're going to hold this story.
Love your art. Did you know a lot of the riders were actually women wearing beards?
Yes.
Which gives me such like Monty Python vibes. It's amazing.
What if Muppets did the Easter story?
If that's all we're looking for, that's what we're going to find. Yeah.
I'm looking for pie.
Hello, good morrow, fellow geeks and seekers. The stage is set, the players have assembled, and the curtain is about to rise on another episode of Faith and Geekery. Welcome, one and all. Hello, friends.
Hello. What a good intro. I love it. I'm
Hello.
so excited.
I wish I'd just spoken Shakespeare all day. Shall we start off with as we always do, as is our custom here, with telling each other what geeky things we have been up to since we last gathered. Sue, you are new to our screen. It is a delight to have you here. What geeky things have you been up to?
Well, on Sunday, I was preaching in church and I wanted to preach about families and how we all belong to this huge human family. So I tell them a bit about my own family tree. And my family tree is like mental because it's really ordinary. And then it starts to get into like vicars, and then it gets into like lords, and then it gets into like kings. It's amazing. And then it goes all the way back to the Doomsday Book to Bernard the Bearded. That's where I get it from.
Name.
I am
those
descended
days.
from Bernard the Bearded. And I have always wanted a beard, so it's quite nice, I think. Anyway, so I've been geeking out over family trees and working out who we are and where we come from.
Nice.
I love it.
That is
brilliant.
one of the best of questions. What about you, Jen?
Excellent. I am wearing my Grogu and Mandalorian ears to demonstrate what I've mainly been geeking at, because it's been a while since I've been on stream. I think it's the first time I've been on stream since seeing Grogu and the Mandalorian. So I'm wearing my ears and I've been absolutely geeking out because there's been so much more Pedro content than previously, because he's been doing all of the press tour for the film, including, have you seen the puppy video? Have you seen it? It's Pedro with puppies.
Shared
my
in
gosh.
Afterwards for those on Facebook and YouTube.
It's life. So that's what I've been geeking out about. That, and also Widow's Bay. The finale is tomorrow night, and it is just the best thing I've watched in a very, very long time. So I'm very excited for that.
It's also bleak.
Oh, it's so bleak, but hilarious though. It's so funny. The last episode was the best TV I've watched in a very long time. It was so funny. It was just laugh out loud funny all the way through it.
I watch it during the because I'm so scared of what it is.
Yeah, especially last episode. I think that's going to be it's obviously going to crescendo into something, right? So I think it's a during the daytime kind of watch, but it's brilliant. I love it. What about you guys?
Mark, what have you been up to?
I have been watching For All Mankind, which is the Apple TV kind of space cosmonaut alternative history. What happens if Russia had landed on the moon first? I was like, and I was thinking, oh, this would be fun. And then it was like, oh no, this is also bleak. So this is also like kind of imagine Apollo 13, but kind of 1970s, 69 kind of politics. It's all bleak and
It's
kind
all
of
bleak.
poignant
Oh.
about the human condition and what happens if you have a family emergency when one of your members of the family is on the moon. So
Oh.
it's just like,
Jeez.
and other than that, I have also been to the cinema a couple of times to see Mandalorian, but also to see He-Man, which is okay. And I've been doing tons of cosplay stuff. So it's basically started to
cosplay stuff at some point. Really need to also do some cosplay stuff at some point.
Well, it's a bit strange
because to look into that.
It's strange because I haven't done any of my own cosplay yet.
Oh, okay.
So I'm needing to get other bits.
Oh, while you're doing cosplay stuff for other people.
So it also
Who have you been doing cosplay for, Mark?
Well, I have been working on a birthday present for you, Jen, which has taken weeks. But also
it's so
in
good.
having, but it's not for mine to show. But
no, thank you. It's not. No, keep it secret. Yes, good. Good plan.
And also,
good plan.
you haven't received it yet either. So
no, that's true. That's true.
But it also that my son has kind of seen me doing this, and he went, "Dad, you do helmets?" And I was like, "Yes." And he went, I said, "Did you want the same one?" He's like, "No, I want Iron Man." I was like, "Oh, rubbish."
Okay.
So I haven't started that yet, but I've also sorted out some cosplay for him of another character as well. And I have fabric over there, which I will begin in the next couple of days to create my own cosplay.
Oh, very good, very good.
Point. But that is going to be my sanity bringer, kind of amongst a very busy week. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Nice.
So
awesome.
Is this all on the printer as well, or is it a mix and match of different techniques?
My cosplay is all fabric this time and non 3D printed. At the moment anyway. I don't think there's anything going to be 3D printed. We'll see. Might just mix things up.
Yeah.
So nice.
Very cool. Very cool. Love it. Becca?
Well, I have the community I'm in on Facebook, not Facebook, on Second Life, is a global community, and we've been supporting the American Cancer Society because it's the Relay for Life month, and last weekend it was the weekend, and we had, hang on, let me find the numbers because I always forget. We had 712 different communities come together. There were about 8,000 different individual donors. The whole event raised $382,000, and our community alone raised $1,600.
Wow, that's so cool. Well
Isn't
done.
that cool?
That's awesome.
That's very cool.
So something
well
super
done.
geeky. And I got to do my buildy bit where I made a sunken water garden that had been rewilded because the theme was wild for a cure. So I got to make a really beautiful column wildy weedy thing. I do the opposite of what I do when I'm gardening, and I put weeds everywhere to kind of trick the eye that it's real. And we just and then we danced around the track in different ridiculous costumes. I was a lion on the last lap. That was fun.
Nice.
Did a lot of roaring, and
Is there any evidence of this? Is there any footage that we might be able to?
There might be footage of the very last lap with me in a little lion onesie on roller skates.
I think we might be interested in.
We want to see that.
I'll see if I can put it on Discord. Which brings us, folks, to if you do want to join in the community, please do join our Discord. The link will be below in the chat after this episode. Otherwise, you can find us through Faith and Geekery.
It's always on the blurb.
It's always on the blurb.
So wherever you're watching, the introduction bit will share the Discord.
You'll find the Discord, and we would love to see you. We love a good show and tell. So do join us for midweek fun and frolics. I'm trying to think what we do next. Are we going to have some
The
news?
This is the Faith in Geekery news, broadcast to your home and around the world.
Would you like me to lead this bit, Becca?
Well, yeah, you're
Or
doing the
do you want
news.
me to-
Yeah,
That's
you
what I
do
just thought. Just
me
wondered.
read the news.
Just checking.
Otherwise, it'll be a bit of a surprise because I put the slides together.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I know.
first of all, welcome to the Geeky News. We should start with the Doctor Who being out for tender. It has not been cancelled, despite kind of various kind of claims. But yeah, the BBC are kind of going, who's interested in taking this on
Who
board?
wants it?
And
Mm.
so that'll be interesting to see who comes, because Russell T Davies has stepped away, and I think there's been that confusion with kind of, you know, the Christmas special conversation. There was the
Being
announcement,
cancelled.
kind of, you know, but I think what they were doing is just kind of continuing the hype in order to kind of keep the ball rolling, but haven't
makes
actually
sense.
confirmed stuff. So I kind of get where they were coming from, and I can fully understand that ultimately it comes down to business, and they don't just do it for free. So they've got to go through processes, especially with a lot of BBC kind of changing of staff and otherwise. Does that make sense? Also, there's a bit of a fallow year as well with Greenbelt Festival that they're gathering in August as usual, and then there'll be a year off, potentially a Prospect Farm like event for those avid campers, but much on a smaller scale. So we'll just have to wait and see.
We're still doing commune though. That just needs to happen.
Yes. So
I was asked, does that mean that you're going to have an anniversary weekend, Becca? And I was like, no, we're gonna commune in a field somewhere. With all our lovely
It is
friends.
anniversary.
It is our anniversary.
And speaking of Greenbelt, we shall be having a get-together, an informal get-together at the festival for those Faith and Geekery-ers.
In cosplay?
In cosplay. This year, in cosplay.
I was thinking of the term of what counts as an audience, as a part of the community of Faith and Geekery. Are we a Faith and Geekery-er? I don't know. That sounds
geeker.
awful.
Yeah. Geekers.
For geeker. Anyway, let's move swiftly on. There has been fireworks at the Sagrada Familia Basilica as a new tower has been blessed by the Pope. And not in similar news, completely different news, Taskmaster Series 22 celebrities have been confirmed. Chloe Betts, Izzy Suttie, Matt Lucas, Nina Conti, and Richard Ayoade for Series 22. Oh, and Richard has said after they successfully getting the tender for Casualty, will BBC Studios go for Doctor Who as well? Will current producers Bad Wolf be interested? I feel as if Bad Wolf has stepped away, and so they might not
has
do.
stepped away.
But I did see elsewhere that there is kind of that idea that usually the BBC Studios may just kind of win these things, but I think it's exciting to see who can pitch what with what kind of funds or otherwise. And I just think that visually they've got big shoes to fill following the Disney Bad Wolf kind of partnership. But at the same time, I realise that some people were not the biggest fan of the big budget because it took it away from the cardboard Cybermen and all that kind of stuff. So
it could do with a fresh perspective, couldn't it? It could do with a bit of a fresh input.
And I think that's the potential there for a free, fresh potential, fresh set of eyes, etc. And in sad news, just to say, and speaking of Anthony Head, aka Buffy, and Ted Lasso, and also the headmaster in one of the Doctor Who episodes, has passed away at age 72, which is a bit of a surprise, really.
Giles. It was Giles in Buffy.
Giles, yes. John Blanche, aka Warhammer artist. There's a little blurb on the Discord. I didn't kind of copy all of it out, but he's died at 77, as well as the artist David Hockney has died at the age of 8. And then, just before we finish, we should mention that there is a competition coming up, and a competition which is actually Faith and Geekery related. And so the competition is for you to join the Discord, or to find in the Discord, if you're already part of our server, to find the little kind of heading MCM Geeky Gallery, which will drop live after tonight and share something you are geeky about, like a photo or something or other, and write a couple of sentences why you are geeky about it. And the winner will receive a ticket to, well, we'll pick a name out of the hat, as it were, and a winner will receive a ticket to MCM Comic Con Birmingham this year, which we are all going to as part of the course. The competition closes on the 14th of July and is in no way associated with Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, or Doctor Who. So yes, so watch out for that. Please join the Discord, and we'll look forward to your little geekiness bits. And that is the end of the news.
Sorry, I just got distracted, right? looking for the lion little thing while you were finishing the thing, because I knew that bit and I was like, well, I can't enter the competition anyway. And then I was thinking, gosh, those shorts are quite short, so it's possible that it won't be the lion onesie.
The lion onesie.
There was a lion.
It might be a direct message, Jen.
Okay, that's completely acceptable. I thought you were waiting for the jingle for the news.
Oh, yes, I do like the jingle at the end. So I was expecting that, absolutely. Shall we just smoothly go into the quiz?
I got questions. The quiz.
Well, friends, it's not going to get much better than this. However, it is because we have a focus on theatre. We're going to go full on Shakespeare. So I've got you 5 questions. They are multiple choice questions. And we're going to see how much we know. There will be no quizzes on quotes because I'm always rubbish at those. So, okay, question number 1. Shakespeare invented or popularized many words. Which of these words is he not associated with? Which is he not associated? Is it addiction, bedroom, lackluster, or silly? Addiction, bedroom, lackluster, or silly? Which is he not associated with?
Tricky.
It's a good question.
I suspect
Very
I'm gonna get
good.
0, but it's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like I am.
Yeah, it feels always extra pressure for the guest to
really perform well, because we do really focus in on their area of interest. Question number 2. Which character is transformed to have the head of a donkey?
No, that
Is it
one.
Oh, I know
A,
this one.
Bottom, B, Puck, C, Oberon, or D, Theseus? A, Bottom, B, Puck, C, Oberon, or D, Theseus. There's only one reason why I chose those answers. Question number 3. Which of these Disney films is loosely inspired by a Shakespeare play? Is it A, Frozen? This is for you, by the way, Jen. A,
Thank
Frozen.
you.
B, Moana. C, The Lion King. Or D, Tangled?
Can we get bonus points if we sing a song from
Yes.
the correct?
If you sing the answer, if you sing the song from the correct one, you missed a quiz that I did at Cliff the other week. That previous year was a Faith and Geekery space. This year it was an All We Can space, and we did the answers using kazoos. So the first opening line of the quiz was played by kazoo, and then they had to answer using kazoo. It was suitably chaotic.
Brilliant.
Okay, question number 4. Like words, Shakespeare also coined or popularized certain phrases. I would like you to please name a phrase that you think Shakespeare coined. So, for example, break the ice is a Shakespeare phrase. So, see if you can think of a random phrase that we say within modern language. You're welcome. This isn't a multiple choice question either. I just want I want you to come up with something.
Oh, I have no idea. I was about to be rude as well, but I can't be.
Well, you can do a rude one. We'll bleep it out.
When you say we.
You'll bleep it out.
Oh, there's so many. I can't think of any.
Mum. Don't show off. Don't show off. Just pick one.
Show off. Yeah.
No, I can't think of any.
Okay. Question number 5. Shakespeare and which famous English Bible were both published in 1611? Was it the Geneva Bible, the King James Bible, the Wycliffe Bible, or the Good News Bible? Shakespeare and which famous English Bible were both published in 1611? Geneva, King James, Wycliffe, or Good News? Right. Has everyone written down their answers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Shakespeare invented or popularized the following words: addiction, bedroom, and lackluster.
Yeah.
He didn't popularize the word silly. Becca, I did. I popularized it. Question number 2. The Shakespeare character transformed to have the head of a donkey was obviously Bottom.
Bottom.
What rating does that give this particular podcast, Mark? Bottom. Question number 3. Jenny, would you like to sing your answer?
Can you feel the love tonight?
She's right.
Does anyone else want to sing an alternative answer? You are correct.
Thank you.
And bonus point. There you go. You can have a bonus point for naming the play.
Yes.
Hamlet.
Yes.
Question number 4. What were your phrases that you came up with?
I said cut the mustard, but I just made it up. I don't know if that's Shakespeare or not.
Oh, I don't actually have a full complete list.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to know this, except for Googling it.
No, we're not going to move on until, Becky, you've checked every single one of these.
Every phrase. I'm just going to give myself a point.
I'll tell you my proper answer, and then we can swing around back to the jokey answer.
The rude answer.
So my real answer is as white as snow. I didn't know if that was a Shakespearean one.
Don't know, because we haven't got any answers in front of us.
I'll think of any.
I'm just, oh no, this was a terrible mistake. Right, I'll at some point I'll have a small break, and then while Sue's being very interesting, I'll Google it. So we've got cut the mustard, white as snow. Sue, what was yours?
I wrote down "There's more in heaven and earth," but I don't think that's a popular phrase or saying, is it? He did say that, though. Definitely, it's from Hamlet.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I'll give you the list.
What about all the world's a stage? That's a saying now, isn't it? All the world's a stage.
Done. That's one.
Thank you.
Can you repeat that monkey impression as well?
Okay, this is my list. A Wild Goose Chase.
Yes.
Heart of Gold.
Yeah.
Wear My Heart Upon My Sleeve.
Yes.
Love is Blind.
Oh, yeah, true.
Now popular on Netflix. Well done, Shakespeare. It's Greek to Me. The world is my oyster.
Yeah. I knew that one. Yeah.
Conclusion.
Foregone conclusion.
Yeah, from Othello. In a Pickle. That's a nice one, isn't it? And Good Riddance.
What?
In a Pickle.
Good Riddance.
In a pickle.
In a pickle. No.
Good riddance.
I thought that would be much, much later. That's fantastic. Can I throw mine in there?
Yeah,
and
go on.
I
then.
laughed more at the connotation of what it would mean in those days than what it does now. And basically, the bleep has hit the fan.
Bottom.
The bottom.
The bottom has hit the
No,
fan.
the poo has hit the fan.
And the correct answer to number 5 was the King James Bible.
Yay! I doubted myself, but...
Do you want to tally up your scores, please?
It's either 4 or 5, depending on if Cut the Mustard is in there.
And I've got 2, potentially 3, but I suspect only 2.
Well done.
Did you say a bonus point for Hamlet?
Yes.
Yes.
Bonus point.
So I
you
got
have a
1, 2, 3, 4.
6 to get it out of.
Yeah, I got 5 because I didn't really come up with a phrase. I got the others.
Well done, Mama.
Well done. Excellent. It was actually a very unfair question because I don't have the definitive list of all the phrases that Shakespeare could
just
possibly have
remember
made
Darling
popular.
Buds of May. Have you ever heard that? Darling Buds of May?
Another good
Another
TV show.
popular TV show, yeah.
Yeah, that's him. That was Shakespeare. I should have said that. Would have got 6 then.
You can retroactively apply that. That's fine.
Because that wasn't on my list. So
yeah,
there you go.
Okay.
You can't claim that
6
you didn't
then
know.
in that case.
6. Well done. Well done.
Well done.
Good
You can
job.
enter
Thank you.
our casual chat about the things that make you interested about theatre with your head held high and a sense of
Full
dignity and
marks.
respect. So well done.
Thank you.
Can I chip in to say, folks, please do kind of comment below to see what else you've got to add more of the quotes for Becca to go and search.
Without
in due
coziering
course.
it. That I'm trying to make that a verb and it just isn't. It doesn't roll off the tongue in the same way the other search engine might.
I actually didn't know what that was. It took me the whole length of that sentence you just said to figure out what you were saying was a search engine.
I know. Yeah, it's a search engine and it's a good one because we've planted many trees because their videos on YouTube tells me so.
That's good. That
feels
the
like a good
opposite
thing
of
to
the
do.
other one, isn't it? That's brilliant. Well done.
Exactly.
The quiz.
The quiz. See, that's not a long enough ditty for me to have searched up all of the phrases.
It's all right. I'll be really boring. You'll have plenty of time.
Oh, thanks, Sue. I love permission to be distracted while someone's talking. So it is a delight to have you with us because you are one of the people in the background who we know support us and pray for us and ask some really helpful questions. So it is a delight to have you come and talk about something that actually interests you. I don't know if our other topics tickle your geeky fancy, but now is your opportunity. Are we talking broadly theatre or are we talking Shakespeare? What are we talking about today?
I think for me, my geekiness is definitely broadly theatre. I think, but it does include Shakespeare because I think Shakespeare is amazing, and absolutely love it. But a bit of me thinks we ought to have a moratorium on Shakespeare and stop performing him for quite a long time because I think it's got mostly really boring when you go to see it. So I think we could do with not seeing it for a while. So really what my geekiness is to do with theatre overall.
And how did that first get you interested? What was the first time you realised, oh, you know what? I like a bit of theatre.
I don't really, do you know, I was thinking about this today. I can remember this like family legend that said when I was 5, like little Sue, I was asked what I'd like to do for a living when I grow up. What do you want to be? You know, like you do with kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said I wanted to be an actress. And I can just remember this entire room of grown-ups all like howling with laughter and derision and kind of, you know, absolutely, that's the craziest thing they'd ever heard. But I didn't know why. And I'm not absolutely sure I knew what an actress was, but I kind of, suppose I kind of did, really, didn't I? Otherwise, I wouldn't have wanted to be here. So for as long as I can remember, there was that. And then when I was about 11, my dad took me to see an actress called Dora Bryan. Look her up on your latest search engine, who was this amazing woman in a show which has become one of our family's like greatest loves, Hello, Dolly.
Yes.
Okay, this incredible show. And she played Dolly. And my dad took me round to the stage door at the end of the show. And we had a program. And we literally knocked on the stage door. And I had my program. And he said, will Dora Bryan sign, my little girl's program? And Dora Bryan said, come in, send them in. So we went into her dressing room at the Empire Theatre in Liverpool, and she signed my program. And my dad said to her, she wants to be an actress. And Dora Bryan said, good for you. Well, I'll look forward to. And that was it then. I was absolutely smitten. In theatre, we talk about catching the bug. I mean, I know that isn't unique to theatre, but we do talk about that, about kind of catching the theatre bug. Like it's something that once it's got into your system, do you know what I mean? You can't really get it out. So that's when it started. And my dad had been, during like his youth, had been part of, in those days, there were like loads of youth clubs and youth groups and all sorts going on that I know loads of people are still doing amazing stuff nowadays for young people, but they were just everywhere. And he was part of a theatre group, and they had like this, he used to describe it as this big kind of shed, but at one end they had like a set of curtains, which no doubt my dad had made because he was like always whittling stuff. And they used to do plays. They just used to do plays. So I think it must have just been really in my blood. And yeah, so that was it. From the minute I knew what it was, I wanted to be part of it, really. And then when I was 12, I found it today. Oh, sorry, Jen, did you speak?
No, go on. No, yeah, go on then.
Oh, no, I found today, I'll show you in a minute, I'll go up and get it. The complete works of Shakespeare, which I can remember asking for Christmas. And my dad's written in the front, and I was 11 when I asked, that's what I wanted for Christmas. And in the complete works of Shakespeare is obviously Romeo and Juliet, which we've already mentioned tonight. And I have gone through it, changing words and bracketing things together so that it was shorter and more pithy and unbelievable. So that was it. But really, I only acted for a very, very short time, and I was really, really bad. Really bad. So I stopped doing that.
I once lost a part in a play because I couldn't laugh heartily enough for the whatever character. Yeah, I got a non-speaking part because I could not heartily laugh on cue when I was about 8 or 9.
I find that really relief because you have such a hearty laugh.
I've often thought of that about you, Becca. Often when I've listened to you laugh, I'm like, well, that's not hearty.
Well, that is not sufficiently hearty. I was just really self-conscious.
See, whereas for me, my drama teacher knew my older brother, and so he remembered that I was a Stennet, but he couldn't remember my name. So he always used me as an example. So he would always go, as Mr. Stennet has done. As Mr. Stennet has done. So it put me off drama class. But I love drama.
Yeah.
But
did you?
Yeah, I never took it on beyond kind of secondary school.
What is it about theatre, Mum, that you love? What can you pinpoint what it is that you catch the bug of? Like, what is it?
Well, there's a magic about it. There's a wonderful Andrew Lloyd Webber song, which is from one of his. I mean, we used to call him Andrew Lloyd Checkbook in the business because he was so rich. But he is very generous. Can I say that? That comes from a show called Sunset Boulevard, which is about an aging film star who goes back onto the set, and she sings this song about about the magic, the early morning magic she sings. It's there. There is something magical about being backstage as a theatre that it's so hard to articulate exactly what it is that's going on. I've been trying today to think of words, but I think the first word that comes to mind for me as a practitioner, this is, because for years I was a theatre director, so I did in fact get to work in theatre, and but just not in front of on the stage. I was like a director. And for me, the first word that came to mind was community. And I know that for you guys, that's a really key word. And so it is with theatre. People come together from all these disparate kind of, places and ages and experiences and all sorts. And within weeks, you've had to form this incredibly close community in order to present this play that you're going to do, and you feel like you're going to be friends forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, and then it finishes and everybody goes, and you end up kind of know. Except there are always a few people that you keep in touch with, and Jenny knows loads of them that we're still in touch with. But so community is the first thing. But really, for me, theatre is about the fact that it's real people in a real space together, trying to understand something which without drama they wouldn't be able to understand. So let me explain what I mean by that a little bit. So it's totally and utterly different from television or film, both of which I adore. I worked in TV for a while and I love it. But it is a totally different thing from theatre, because in theatre, you're in the same space physically, emotionally, psychically. I don't mean that in a weird way, but just like in terms of your vibe, what's coming off you as the people who are telling the story. And there's something about that which is totally different from recorded stuff. It's because as an audience, we give permission. We say that for the next 2 hours, minus the break to go and get an ice cream or whatever, for the next 2 hours, we are going to sit quietly in the dark or semi-dark, and we are going to allow this group of people to tell us and show us this story. Theatre comes from, theatre as we know it, you probably know all this, but anyway, theatre as we know it comes from the ancient Greeks. Our theatre goes back that far. And in the ancient Greek world, Plato, who, is a famous philosopher, came up with this word catharsis, and we use it in all sorts of different ways, but it's actually a theatre word. He used it originally to describe what theatre can do for people. In ancient Greece, theatre was like on the NHS. It was free. Everybody had to go. You had to go to the theatre. And the word catharsis means cleansing or even healing. And the idea was, say you went to watch a tragedy, the idea was that you could experience these intense, massive emotions. And at the end of it, you would have got rid of them, as it were, in this safe space without actually having to go, and fight in the Peloponnesian Wars or whatever, or to think of Shakespeare, you don't have to be Macbeth killing everyone. It's enough to be in the same space while this story's being told, and for this catharsis to happen. And it's real. It's a real thing. Jenny and I and Dad went to watch a Brecht play not long ago, Arturo Ui, which was seriously one of the best things I've seen on stage for like donkey's years. And it was absolutely amazing. Dark as dark can be. The story is so dark. It's about the rise of fascism in Germany in the 1930s, and the play had turned it into looking at the rise of fascism today, all over the world today. But I was talking to a lady in the box afterwards, and she said, I said, oh, isn't it brilliant? And she said, well, it's not much fun, is it? It's not much fun. I said,
Nope.
It's full of truth. It's full of truth. But this
She wanted
lady
springtime
didn't
for
want to
Hitler,
know
didn't
that
she?
at
That
all.
was, yeah.
Yeah,
She wanted
she was
springtime
like,
for
yeah,
Hitler.
springtime for Hitler. She was just sitting there with her mouth open, I would imagine. But this thing about having truth, you know, displayed in front of you, in which you are a part. It's really funny when you work in theatre. Actors will come off at the interval and they'll be like, "Whoa, they're a tough crowd," or "Oh, they're amazing," or "We're getting nothing from them tonight. They're dead as a dodo," because the audience has a huge part to play.
I was going to talk about that. Rosamund, did you see Rosamund Pike the other day went on after the end of, I don't know what the play is, to basically criticize that single audience member. Yeah, but also generally to speak to the whole audience and because it was reported, speak to audiences all over the UK. And I thought that is incredibly valid that that audience member needed to know that what he was doing was impacting on the performance that the actors were giving, and therefore impacting on the experience everybody was having, because there is that collaboration between audience and actors, but also it's a contract, isn't it? That's what she was saying, that we're contracted in that space together, that there are things that we contract to do.
And that was my next thought as well, is that it's an actual like example and display of, oh, hello, cat, of the social contract, which seems to me to be another thing which is, we're in danger of it breaking down altogether. I did think about this catharsis thing as well. I just thought, is this why people feel so much, you hear about on the news, and is it that people have to play it? It's like we have to play it out, like our psyche kind of has to play it out, whether we like it or not. We've got to look into these deep, dark places, whether we want to or not. And if we're not doing that in this safe space, which is theatre, where at the end of it, we go home, the actors go home, nobody has actually died. If we're not doing it there, are we doomed, in fact, as the Greeks thought we would be, to doing it in real life?
My question then really is about what's the role of theatre in that political reflection and just.
Oh, sorry. I think it was me.
That's
both of you.
So, because it's my understanding was that it was cathartic.
Oh, are we back?
You're back.
You are.
Sorry.
Are we all there? We've come back.
Here.
We disappeared and came back.
You've got too many eggs in one basket.
Yeah. No. Like my question was.
Yeah.
Too many. My question was what what's the role of theatre in that that conversation that society more broadly needs to have? Like, what's the political kind of responsibility it carries? Because I think that was my understanding of Greek theatre, is that it was about directing society more broadly.
Yeah. It was, but it was really about the health of society, and I think that is really what I think theatre is about. I think it's about being a healthy society where we're able to have discourse in the public arena, which is not damaging, but the opposite of damaging, which is enriching and in which we are able to experience these, as I say, these deep and dark, sometimes joyful and amazing things together. It's like you can't look at one aspect of it, I don't think. You can't peel one aspect of it away. The fact we do it together, it's really. The other thing I remembered was when I was teaching in the 70s, very briefly. I was a really bad teacher and I only did it for a little bit. Mrs. Thatcher was on the throne, as it were, and she decided that to protect us all from what these queer people were getting up to, she was going to stop schools going to theatres. So for some years, actually, we were not able to take children to. I don't mean like to see, left-wing politics or something. I mean to Stratford to see flipping, Shakespeare. And I thought that was very interesting that she'd understood something about the power of theatre to release and to enable and to empower people who in other parts of their lives felt the exact opposite of that. So I think it's an empowering thing. Sorry, you can tell what a geek I am, can't you?
No, it's brilliant.
This
This is exactly why we invite people, because it's the thing where you're chewing on it and it just helps us process it. I'm wondering if there's an opposite to, if people are more and more seeking entertainment in order to numb or distract, whether there's something about distraction, numbness, apathy, which sometimes a kind of extremist political view can rip you out of, because suddenly you're feeling big feelings, because the rest of the time you have forced yourself into this numb apathy. That maybe that's where theatre sits in the middle, that it's not forcing you to think something, but to feel.
I think that's really, really interesting, Becca, because I think one of the main functions of theatre is to develop an empathetic consciousness, so that we become more attuned to each other, to be able to see and witness and experience each other's stories, so that we're able to imagine very deeply how it feels to be that person. Because when you lose empathy, that's with others. I mean, that's one of the main ways society breaks down, isn't it? It becomes easy then to talk about them and to talk about others and to talk about, those people over there, because you're not in any shape or form able to identify with them in an empathetic way. And I mean, it seems such an obvious thing to say, but that is what theatre does. I mean, I'm a Christian now. I wasn't a Christian when I started working in theatre and show business generally. So when I became a Christian and I was working in showbiz, it was quite challenging. I found it really challenging. Well, anyway, but one of the things that I love about Jesus is that he was the archetypal storyteller. He constantly gave people the opportunity to step outside their own experience and just for a moment to step into somebody else's, so that we could empathize with them. I'm thinking, you think of some of the stories, but like things like the story of the prodigal son, which is a really famous parable. And he tells the story from 3 different perspectives, which is really what theatre does. It shows you things from loads of different perspectives. And in that story, Jesus talks about the father, the heartbroken, bereft father. He talks about the young lad, he's looking for life and wants to get out there and mix it up, and takes his father's money and gets into a terrible state. And he tells about the older brother, and his bitterness. And it's theatre, really. That's theatre, because the minute you put 3 characters together, you've got a piece of theatre, really. So I think that was one of the things that drew me to Jesus, because I was looking into lots of different religions before I became a Christian. I was like really quite heavily into Buddhism at one stage, and I really liked loads about that, including like environmental stuff and stuff like that. But eventually, when I met Jesus and realized what a fantastic, storyteller he was. Does that make sense? Because I think story is at the heart of theatre as well.
It's interesting that the shared roots of church and worship and theatre they're so closely aligned, aren't they? That theatre was originally about retelling the stories that are involved in worship. not necessarily Christian worship, but back then it was about that kind of showing what God was doing on stage was what theatre was.
Yeah.
And then as the two disciplines kind of grew from each other, that shared root, I think, is fascinating to me. Especially thinking about a church person, that what we want to do, what we really want to do. And what struck me about what you were saying about empathy was how very oppositional that is to the way that social media has evolved and is evolving. The way that modern politics,
the opposite. Yes.
Modern politics relies so heavily on that world where what we're seeing is an algorithm-based individualistic view, which denies us the chance to empathize with the other, because the other is villainized. Like, the other is, how could you possibly look at these poor children dying? Doesn't matter which side of the political spectrum you're looking at it, you'll have this version of a video that is the other people are the bad guys, they're the problem. Like, it's the exact opposite of that, isn't it? And the idea that church could be a place where we're drawn in by a story into that exact desire for empathy and connection, that's a fascinating shared root, isn't it?
Have I got time to say just one more thing? Is the time?
Yeah, definitely.
I just want to say that not long ago, I was invited to become part of to be at the very beginning of a project at the cathedral here where we live, which our cathedral is in Lichfield in the West Midlands. And I was invited to be part of something. The dean of the cathedral doesn't know what she wants, but she knows that she wants theatre to be at the heart of what her ministry is, what her role is there. So she's invited me to come in and think about that. So I've been doing huge amounts of kind of what we call theological reflection. So, that idea that you think about stuff, but you think about stuff with God. You don't just think about it. You do think about it, but you think about it with God. And I've been doing loads of stuff around that. And it's like one of the things I've got to at the moment is that particular cathedral is named. All cathedrals are named for a saint or whatever, and that's named for two saints. One is Saint Chad, but the other one is Mary, the mother of Jesus. And I've been really thinking around the idea of this cathedral as being like a womb, like a place where things can be born and nurtured and birthed. So that what I really want to try and make happen is for it to be a place where theatre practitioners can come together, writers and actors and designers and directors and anyone really who's interested in theatre to come together, to be nurtured, to be in a safe space. I mean, I don't think we've got enough money to do that, but I don't know, God knows. So we'll see what she gets up to. She's got great ideas and she's got loads of money, so hopefully she'll give some of it to us. But so that there's this really kind of safe space, where people can come, because one of the things that's become really difficult in theatre and in theatre is that you have to make money all the time. Whatever you do has got to be popular enough to sell enough tickets, to make enough money to keep the theatre open. When I was first started, the Arts Council was pouring money, literally pouring money into the arts, including into theatres. And they've just it's gone. I mean, it's whatever your politics. I mean, I've got my own politics, and we can talk about that another time, but whatever your politics, it's just gone. So people have to now, they have to be, so this is why you see so many soap stars, appearing in theatre shows, and they've got to be named. Wherever you see it, so-and-so is going to be in it, as you will have seen them in such and such on the telly. And I would just love it if the cathedral stuff could be different from that. And if it could be a place where people were safe to be vulnerable and to make great work.
To be creative.
And for us to open the doors and for that to go out somehow.
To flow out.
I don't know. It's not very practical at the minute, but that's where I'm up to.
That's all right. Being in that creative space is good. Mothering Sunday was about going back to your mother church, wasn't it? Which was your cathedral. I love that idea. That's brilliant. Yeah, that's completely awesome.
Sue, thank you so much.
Thank you
Please,
thank you for asking me.
Well, we're going to
It's-
ask you
honestly,
again because that was so
I'm such a
delightful.
fan. I can't tell you. I am such a fan of Faith and Geekery. I was like overwhelmed when you asked me to be on. Thank you so much.
Well,
Thank you.
consider yourself
Thanks for
re-invited. We are going to, in our own way, tell the story of the Discord community, which we do with Show and Tell. Mark, I'm hoping you're going to talk through the pictures that you're pulling up. Marvellous.
I can indeed. So we now move to the Geeky Gallery. And so first and foremost, we have, I believe Lydia has been on holiday or is on holiday.
Ooh.
And has got various little pictures of kind of going up. I don't know what La Trigue is or where La Trigue is, but it is an accomplishment, a motivation goal to be able to be mobile and get up there. And I think, is it
Well done,
a
Lydia.
dog, even though
Well
it
done,
looks
Lydia.
like
We
it
love
looks
you and
like
miss you.
one of those bovine sort of things that she's into, but I think it is a dog, I think.
Large
As
dog,
well as
small cow.
with
So-
an alpaca
Or a llama.
or a llama. Do we know the difference?
Beautiful.
Quiz
Llama,
question
llama.
for another day. And then we've got Holly / Moose having a photo with Anna Lapwood, who is an organist who kind of goes around the world.
Oh, I
playing
knew I
fantastically.
recognised her.
Yeah, so
Very
a
cool.
little
She is
bit jealous
fantastic.
of Holly Moose
Yeah, I'm a
with
bit
that.
jealous.
Then we have some kind of crafting miniature kind of pics. Mendip Nomad has been doing a casual kill team game, which is kind of you're attacking, and obviously the league has finished, so maybe just a little bit of a play rather than anything with taking scores. Note Just has been adding more to their kind of little, I want to say the Japanese train track
Ooh.
within a little suitcase sort of thing. Which
Oh,
was
that's the
green belt.
miniature one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
very cute.
And then
very
another
cute.
picture of Mendip with his mutilators finished off, which are all kind of like a slimy green
Incredible.
kind of figures and such like that. We then have
Amazing.
Tim Annan kind of delving into Hero Forge for some characters for various other little kind of bits and pieces. And so that is kind of a kind of rough looking masked and unmasked fighters of sorts, or monks perhaps, as well as a cigar toting goblin with batons. And I've got to say, after seeing Tim on that, I actually delved back into Hero Forge because I've not been on for a while, which is basically a website where you can go in and play around with character design and bits and pieces. It's really quite fun. And then there's Specky Geek kind of sharing, and on the Discord there is actually more, and there's a little video that Specky Geek has shared as well with tinkering with some lino cutting, and there's a little picture of Snoopy and Mr. Happy.
I love those two together. That was always
I
a friendship
love
that needed
that.
to happen.
It's adorable.
And I've got to say, the cleverness of having the yellow print as well as the black and the white.
Really clever.
That's always clever, of having multiple
Very
colours with
tricky.
lino cutting.
Yeah, like as in which colour you start with, right? Like what's your base, what you build up to. It's very complicated, very clever. Well done.
Yeah. And then Becca, you've already mentioned this as well about your relay for life season in Second Life. And that's got some of the money again that you mentioned, but also a lovely picture of your doodling with roots
Doodled
underground.
roots, because mycelium, that's a thing.
Beautiful.
I want to know more about mycelium always.
I feel like we should do an episode on trees because trees are awesome.
I could do an episode on trees.
So many cool tree facts.
Yeah. The whole weekend has been full of images of what people are learning about trees. And what it represents for them, and then I opened up my daily reflection, and the first thing was the rings of a tree, and how it was just lots of dots joining. It's really delicious.
Nice.
Oh.
And then finally, Tim has shared some, because he's been recovering, so had gone for a post-op walk and has been showing off some Magic the Gathering cards. And I also just nipped to go and see Masters of the Universe and took Tila and Roboto to the cinema to watch with. And they were watching the trailer for Supergirl. And so I think that is the end of Geeky Gallery.
Awesome.
Amazing.
So as we draw the curtain on this episode, perhaps this is one of the gifts of theatre. The stage has become a place where truth can be held safely. through kings and fools, lovers and villains, heroes and ghosts, we are invited to see ourselves more clearly. We can recognize our own pride, our own fears, our own longings. We laugh at them, we grieve at them, and sometimes we even find the courage to change because of them. And as Sue has so lovely described, the Greeks speaking of catharsis, a cleansing, a release that comes from encountering truth through story, which we do so often here in Faith and Geekery. And perhaps that's why good theatre still matters, not because it helps us escape reality, but because it helps us return to reality with clearer eyes and softer hearts. And as Christians, we might say that wholeness begins in much the same way. We become whole not by pretending, performing, or hiding behind masks, but by bringing our whole selves into the light of God's love. And the truth might and is often uncomfortable, but it's also liberating. The stories we tell, the stories we listen to, can help us become more honest with God, more compassionate with one another, and more attentive to the world around us. So whether, friends, you're a lifelong theatre geek, which I hope you will become now, or someone who hasn't set foot in a theatre, but you have been a cozying it while we've been talking, let it be an invitation to the same, to pay attention to the stories that move you. Notice where they stir joy, sorrow, hope, anger, wonder, or longing, even if it's an advert with an Andrex puppy. They may have more to teach you than you realise. Until next time, thank you for joining us on Faith and Geekery, where curiosity is always welcome and where every good story might just help us become a little bit more fully human. The end.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.